So I'm not going to be here today, but math class is going to continue on. So what I need you to do is get your journal out and turn to the next blank page. We're going to talk about some more real-world math problems. We're going to take a recipe and we're going to double this recipe. So let me give you a second to copy this down. Hopefully you know that to double a recipe, we're going to take the original ingredients and we're going to multiply it by 2. So I'm going to come down here to some workspace and I'm going to take 2.5 times 2. To continue on, I need to do the backward C to change this mixed number to improper. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. Denominator stays the same. 5 halves times 2. This is a whole number. I got to put a 1 underneath it. 5, and then top times top, bottom times bottom. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2. We can fall to the side and divide. And my answer is going to be 5. So I need 5 cups of yogurt. So 1 whole, I'm going to take 1 whole times 2. I'm going to get 2. 1/8. Two is a whole number, so I have to put a 1 underneath. 1 times 2 is 2. 8 times 1, 8. I've got to simplify. I'm going to divide both of those by 2, and I will get 1/4. So for my recipe, 1/4 cup of olive oil. Now, you're going to get a recipe and you're going to triple it. So if double means times 2, what are you going to do to triple your recipe? Times 3. So I made an error here. If you notice at the top of my paper on the right, I've marked out half the banana bread recipe, and it should have been triple the banana bread recipe. The directions read, the card states that it serves 10 people. What will need to be done in order to make enough bread for 30 people? So if we're going to serve 10, now we need to serve 30. What do we do to 10 to get to 30? And if we do it there, we're going to do it to all of our other ingredients. Okay, now we're going to half. I know we've talked about this, half. When we cut something in half, we divide by 2. And I know, dinner cupcakes, they sounded weird to me, so don't take this recipe, don't make anything with it here. I have no idea what they would taste like. Here we have 1.5 pounds of turkey, and I'm going to cut it in half. 1.5 pounds divided by 2. Backward C, 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3 halves. Now we have a fraction here and a division sign, so I'm going to keep it, change it. Before I can flip it, I'm going to add a 1 underneath it. Top times top, bottom times bottom. So I would need 3/4 pounds of turkey for my dinner cupcakes. I'm going to have 1/4. I'm going to take my breadcrumbs, 1/4 divided by 2. Keep it, change it, flip it. 1/8. I'm going to need 1/8 cup of breadcrumbs, and then 1 egg. If I half 1 egg in half, I'm going to have half an egg. So of course, I messed up on this one too. It says the card states that it makes 60 cookies. What will need to be done in order to make 30 cookies? So where it says double the chocolate chip cookies, I've marked that out and I've put half. You're going to half all of the ingredients. The next part is a little bit more difficult. So our recipe says that it serves 20 and we need to serve 30. If I'm going to serve 30 people, well, I'm going to have to make a whole recipe of this, and then I've got to feed 10 more people because 20 people, this only serves 20 people, I have 10 people I couldn't feed in my group of 30. So how do you think I'm going to figure that out? I'm not going to show you how to figure out that last part. I'm going to let you figure it out on your own. Okay, so if the recipe says it serves 20, you got to figure out serving 30. figure it out. The very last part on that paper is you're gonna add up all the ingredients or all the ingredients from each recipe to figure out how much you would need if you need to go to the store. So for example, on the very top recipe, the banana bread, you're gonna figure out how many cups of flour you need when you tripled it. Then on the chocolate chips, you're gonna figure out how much flour you needed when you halved it. And then you're gonna add those together. And so at the very bottom of your paper, it says flour. Add the recipes from 1, 2, and 3, and then you get a total. And it says simplify if you need to simplify that. So I expect that to be done when I come back tomorrow.